We are live. Hello, hello.
How is everybody doing today? And by everybody, I mean
the two of
everybody
us.
who
Yes.
might be watching, but
How are
also
you?
like
How are you?
I haven't seen you in hours. How's things?
I know. It's like it's been nonstop work since I saw you last.
Me too.
We left the movie theater, so if I'm a little slap happy today,
Not
I'm
hashtag me too. Just me too.
just me as well.
Also, I have been busy all day.
Me dose. Yes, it's been kind of hectic, but
It's been a
hectic.
it's been a busy day.
yeah,
Saw a movie.
we saw a movie. That's why we're here.
It's closing day.
Good folks.
It's good times. It's
Well,
closing day.
I was hearing some semisonic
No, it's not closing,
Closing
time.
time.
It's just closing day.
closing day. Gotcha.
Um,
That's always good.
And yeah, just super busy. But for all of you
Welcome.
out there, welcome. And it's time for the show to begin.
The
I mean, we've been rolling for a little bit.
I know.
but,
I was giving it some time for people to jump on board.
So yeah, we've got today we went and saw Taken 4.
Yes.
Otherwise titled as
yes.
Cold Pursuit.
Cold Pursuit. Saw
Tooken.
some Tooken 4, but not really. I think I was expecting Taken 4.
I was too. And in all honesty, it wasn't.
Yes.
But I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
I was making
fully
fun of it from
expecting-
the second I saw the first poster.
Yes.
I was like, this is Taken in the snow.
Taken in the snow. I think when we talked about it, you're like, you want to watch Frozen Taken?
Taken Frozen?
Frozen
Takeout?
We've joked numerous times about this movie, but yeah, for those not aware, there's a new Liam Neeson movie out there called Cold Pursuit, and if the name doesn't kind of thing, it takes place in snowy regions of Colorado. Seeming very close to
Frozen
Denver.
Wonderland. Yeah, it seemed like it was on the outskirts of Denver
Yeah.
a little bit. I don't know much about Colorado. I didn't think it got that snowy there, but there was some snow.
Yeah, there was a lot of snow, and
Snow.
I don't know Liam Neeson's character name, but
In Cold Pursuit?
that he was.
Are we talking about just
not Brian Mills and
Brian Mills and Taken?
In Taken,
Because my first thought when I saw the movie poster and I saw the trailer in a different movie that we were watching together,
right?
I was like, this is Liam Neeson starring as Brian Mills starring as
yeah.
this guy.
Yes, the trailer very much reads like, oh, they just put his character from
Nels Coxman.
Nels Coxman. Yeah, Nels is a whole lot like Brian
What a
Mills.
name.
But yes,
What a name.
which comes into play in the movie.
It does.
But
Also,
this,
this was an adaptation of like a foreign film as well. So from the Scandinavian lands.
all right,
So
that makes sense.
So the name actually makes some more sense. And he's like
if
one
they
of
adapted it
he's
from
one of
that.
like 3 people who you actually get to know their actual name
in the movie.
in the movie, because everyone else goes by some
Horrible.
lame
Horrible
lame-
nicknames.
gangster nicknames.
Yeah. But they do some funny stuff with it. So, yeah, this is him as a small town snowplow
driver / mechanic.
Yeah.
He owns a shop.
Yeah. It's what was it? Open Road.
Yep.
See, I didn't remember his character's name, but I remember his business name.
Well, in your defense, his character's name is Nels Coxman. Nels doesn't exactly stick. It's not.
Right.
I don't even think it's the John of the
Scandinavia.
Nordic countries.
Well, yeah. Well, I guess coming from Nordic country, a lot of the other references now make kind of sense. The light bulb moment has kind of happened that we'll get into, but some of the nicknames. But
Listen, here's straight to it. Okay. This movie knew exactly what it was.
that was the first thing you said when the credits started rolling.
I was like, if nothing else, this movie was extremely self-aware.
Yeah, if you're expecting some Oscar-winning movie,
Nope.
that is not this flick.
No.
This flick is exactly. Listen, it's Cold Pursuit about a snowplow driver whose son
is
is
killed by drug dealers.
drug dealers, and he goes full Taken and gets some revenge. I think I'd even made the comment to you that I was waiting for him to say, "I do not have a particular set of skills."
Well,
because he did not.
I mean, the story parallels were not non-existent, but it wasn't as much of a clone of Taken as I thought it was going to be, because I thought it was going to be a straight up clone.
No, his son just gets sadly mistakenly being involved in some Colorado mob situation. But yeah, and it's, but it was kind of cool the way that it all kind of laid out, because, I was expecting him to have some dark history of CIA skills where
Nope.
no,
He's just a guy who got really, really pissed off.
really pissed off. And I mean, the things that he does, he even makes the joke that he learned it from a thriller novel.
Yeah, he's just going by the numbers,
which
from
was
books.
very inventive.
Books.
Some of the things, and you're just like, wow, where'd you think of doing that? And he makes the joke later on.
It's like I read it in a murder novel.
Yeah. Okay. Moving along.
Yeah.
But yeah, good, solid. Like, if you're expecting any kind of award-winning,
Cinematic masterpiece.
best
This was
picture of
not
all
it.
time.
Okay, even from a cinematography standpoint, no, there were shots that were badly out of focus. It was not even shot well, but it was entertaining. I will say this: I did enjoy the movie.
Oh, I
liked it.
I liked it a whole lot more than I thought I was going to.
I went in real negative, just going, well, this is better than pretty much anything else that's in the theaters right now.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be just a horrible ripoff of Taken, and it was going to just be putting that
he was just
character
going to be
in
an
this situation.
ex-cop doing something,
He was a snowplow driver, but he had a particular set of skills, and he was going to find them. And he was
Are they a set of skills that make him a nightmare for somebody like me?
he was a snowplow driver.
And that was it.
Yeah, he was mechanic
Haunted
kind of guy.
by the death of his son, who goes banana pancakes.
Yeah, and his
One-man army against
has his
the
wife.
cocaine mafia.
Yeah, that just goes full blown taken out a whole bunch. That was no pun intended, but I'm bracing it with some chicken wire. But it just pleasantly surprised with the movie. A whole lot better than I thought it was going to be, and it wasn't really. You kind of forget about Brian Mills from Taken after a little bit.
Yeah, once you get past that preconceived notion, and you just go, huh. Well, you know what was funny, and the movie actually helps you with this. I was thinking to myself as the movie's going, and listen, people die horribly.
Yeah,
in some cases, and I was thinking to myself, I wonder what the body count on this movie is going to be. I wonder if I should try and keep track of that.
don't try and keep track.
The movie takes care of that for you.
Yeah, in the end credits itself, it was pretty cool.
The end credits, how they did it, I think was fantastic. But here's my take on it. Had Quentin Tarantino directed Fargo,
Okay.
it would have been similar to it was quirky. It was you had all these different pieces that do end up coming together toward the end. It was just weird enough that I think had and had a little sprinkle of that Quentin Tarantino gore that he's so infamous for.
Okay.
A lot of the deaths, while gruesome, were
Funny.
comical.
Right. I was
Overplayed on purpose.
This is one of those movies that it has happened to me before when I go see an action movie. The previous time that I can remember is when I had gone to see Olympus Has Fallen, which if you even knock that, I will tell you get out right now. Listen, There's some diehards, and then there's like Starship Troopers that just kind of go, okay, listen, whatever. Olympus Has Fallen is just one of those movies. But there's some scenes in that movie and this movie, because throwing it in there, that we were by far the youngest people in the theater, which happened to be pretty busy.
I was surprised.
For a Tuesday morning.
There was a lot of, I mean, granted, we live in a retirement community, in a lot of ways.
In a lot of ways.
But
I'm saying it's not as bad as it used to be, but it's still a retirement community.
The thought crossed my mind at one point that I wonder if Liam Neeson is like baby boomers Rambo or something. Like maybe they were just so excited to see him come on screen and kick butt again.
Right.
That they're just like, take my money. Well, listen, I know that every Rambo movie that comes out now is going to be terrible.
Right.
But you know what I'm going to do?
I'm going to watch
I'm going to pony up and I'm going to go see the movie.
Right. It's John Rambo. I'm going to go see it.
Exactly.
But this is one of those movies that I was shocked, because you wouldn't think the demographic that was in our theater
would have been there for that film.
No, it was like, you know,
there's films about war.
Yeah, there's
in the theater right now that
there's A Dog's Life that was like 2 theaters
that should on paper appeal to more of that
generation,
of that demographic.
Right. So that threw me off.
There was one probably, late 20-something dude kind of sitting a few rows back from us.
Oh, I didn't see it.
I only know this because my phone wouldn't stop blowing up the entire time, and I had to.
Yeah, you stepped up a couple times.
Take a step out one time, and as I was coming back in, I was like, oh, we're not actually the youngest people in the audience. We're real close.
Yeah, everyone that I could see, I mean,
was old enough to at least be my parents, if not grandparents.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think
I have young grandparents, so
I think the lady next to me was knitting a shawl or something during the movie. No, she wasn't. I'm just, but it was a lot of older folks that I saw that just surprised me during that thing. But it was one of those times that I laughed out loud when people were getting hurt on screen. I found myself laughing at more of the injuries than I'm comfortable admitting. Right. There was a couple where I was laughing out loud and going, oh, probably there's no other people that thought that was really funny the way that guy just died. But I did.
But there's one that I won't mention right now for the sake of not spoiling.
I'm trying to
parts of the movie, but
yeah, I'm going down the list and just being like, there's this one, there's one. Yeah, no.
There were some that truly were just hilarious.
Oh, you're probably thinking of the last one in the movie. Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, that was.
I don't want to spoil it for anybody because it's worth experiencing that all by itself. But listen, like I said, this movie was extremely self-aware.
Oh yeah.
So since you already did it, you compared it to a movie like Olympus Has Fallen.
Yeah, Olympus Has Fallen knew what kind of movie it was.
Exactly. And that was its redeeming quality.
Which makes it great.
But there are movies that don't know what they are.
Right.
And refuse to believe what they are.
Right.
And so they try to be something that they're not. They fake the funk and everyone knows it.
Yeah. This was Liam Neeson going, you want me to play this role again and just snowplow driver?
Okay.
All right.
But we're going to do it in such a way that it didn't take itself too seriously.
Right. I was going to say my only caveat, and I said this to you before, that I'm a huge fan of Liam Neeson. Listen, he trained Obi-Wan. He trained Batman. Yeah. He was the lion with the wardrobe and the witch. He was
one of the greatest.
He was Zeus.
He was Zeus.
I mean, he
really
brings it. He brings the lightning and the thunder.
He releases the Kraken.
The thunder.
The thunder.
That's my new tagline from.
Please don't.
From I Understand It. But he has been a lot of major roles.
a lot.
And I am a huge fan of Liam Neeson.
I mean, he was in Schindler's List. Couldn't spit that out.
That was a hard one. And you can argue with me on this one. I don't know. I don't think you will. But you could have put any actor into that spot, and it would have been relatively the same movie. He was good.
He added something, though. He added something.
He had some Liam Neeson qualities, and the son that they cast as his son looked like it could be Liam Neeson's son. But it wasn't anything that I go, I'm not going to go thinking of Liam Neeson, and I'm not going to be like Cold Pursuit.
No.
So
we have 3 Takens.
Tookens. Tooken 1, Tooken 2, Tooken 3. And it was different than the Taken movies, but it wasn't.
See, in fact, I would argue to say that it was better.
Wow.
And here's why.
Wow.
Especially Taken 2 and Taken 3. Taken.
That was just, they were draining the well. They were draining the well.
But Taken 2 and Taken 3 are films that don't accept what they are. And they try and be, they try and be something that they're not.
Okay.
They try and be cool. They weren't cool. They would have been better with a more humorous approach to the source material.
Okay.
As where this, like I said, it never took itself all that seriously. Right. It just brought you along for the ride, and it was a good time.
Listen,
Taken 2 tried to be Taken.
Right. And Taken 3 tried to be both of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. It tried to
reinvent
the wheel.
The Expendables. It knew what it was. It didn't ever try and be anything.
It was just campy
the sequels
action.
Worked better.
Right. It was just campy action. See, as far as me, I would say the first Taken movie is better.
Yes, the first one.
Than these other 3 movies that we're discussing.
Yes.
So I would say Taken would be in the number 1 spot. Mm-hmm. 2 and 3 were just trying to be Taken. So I would put
Cold Pursuit comes in second place.
Yeah, would be second place.
If we're just doing those.
Correct.
Those 4 films.
Correct. I would say out of those 4 films, I would put Cold Pursuit in second.
And I mean, Liam Neeson has the ability to do that kind of thing, though.
Right.
He knows he can turn. I mean, he was in the A-Team.
Right.
That was another movie that didn't.
It was Murdoch.
It didn't try and be something that it wasn't, and I really appreciated that. It was actually refreshing. We've seen a lot of action movies over the last year that were trying to be something that they weren't, and so it was really nice to see a movie that wasn't.
Listen, and I'm gonna blame and give credit to
Canada.
John Wick. John Wick has done some damage in the recent years. Not so much for the fact that John Wick didn't try to be like, it was Keanu Reeves was like, hey, I'm going to go take a couple months off and I'm going to do this little flick called John Wick. Get some money.
He went
and
hard in the yard.
And it became a huge thing. I remember seeing the previews for John Wick and it's like,
John Wick
kills his
is
dog.
Proof that mainstream comic characters can make good movies.
Correct. And I guess my point on it is that
is John Wick Dark Horse?
No, I think it's its own thing.
It's its own thing. Okay.
Yeah. But John Wick did some damage in the fact that a whole bunch of people saw that and go, "Oh my gosh, we can totally make a movie like this," and it's them trying to reinvent John Wick. Case in point, Peppermint, or there's a new one that's out on Netflix that it's like, is this just John Wick? Assassin kind of thing. So this was a different way of spinning it. It was just so, Johnny Blue Collar, snowplow driver that bad stuff happens to. And
who goes
he's
and
like,
gets revenge.
Well, in the beginning of the movie, and it's even in the trailer, so I'm not ruining anything, of him being Citizen of the Year. Mm-hmm. He's getting an award for being, the nicest guy. And then it's just all downhill from there. And Laura Dern plays his wife, who...
It's nice to see Dr. Sattler back in action.
Yeah. I was like, hey, look at Laura Dern.
Look at her
Good
go.
for
Checking on the live feed.
Yeah, she has some.
Hey, ladies. Becky, Yolanda, Shayla. What's up?
Becky.
Shouldn't do that in a microphone.
I know. I steered away from it a little bit. But yeah, no, it was a good flick. The body count went. But yeah, I was gonna say it's not gonna be my number one Liam Neeson role.
No,
and that's my only bad thing about that movie is that I feel personally that you could have thrown some other actor in there.
Well, let's
and it would have been absolutely fine.
Sure,
because
to an extent. I mean,
he didn't do any crazy.
You can't put Steve Carell in that role and it'd be okay.
You don't know Steve Carell.
I do know Steve Carell, and there's no way he pulls that off.
Get smart. Moving along. No, just.
I have not seen Get Smart because I have self-respect.
Well, then you can't speak to the credit that is Steve Carell.
I watched about half of it, and I was like, this is a joke.
We can go off on a whole other Steve Carell thing right now, but
I love Steve Carell.
Yeah.
And Steve Carell couldn't have pulled this off.
No. But I'm saying,
but if you would have intertwined this with some other action movie actor, yes. And it wouldn't have been any better or any worse. It would have been the same. So I do understand what you're saying.
You could put Bruce Willis in there as, kind of thing, and it would have been relatively the same in that thing. Because he didn't do any crazy Liam Neeson fighting. There was some scenes.
No, but I mean, this one definitely had one of the best beat a man to death scenes that I've seen since A Man Apart and Vin Diesel.
Nice play on Man Apart. All right.
I'm telling you, there's the scene where he pins the guy down who killed his wife, and he beats him until his face goes soft and his wedding ring is embedded in his skin, and that scene will never leave me.
Yeah, there was the one.
There was a scene in there. I was like,
yeah,
I saw a spark of insanity,
right?
Where and no correlation intended,
right,
with Liam Neeson and his current struggles, but this movie is about a guy whose kid gets killed, and then he goes hunting the people that did it.
And I will put this disclaimer because this conversation did take place before we even saw this movie, and was one of the caveats to us actually going and seeing it.
Yeah,
because Liam Neeson is in the news.
A little bit of hot water.
Not in Cold Pursuit. He's a little bit of hot water for making some statements voluntarily.
Yeah.
Listen, he had a bad experience.
And he had a bad few days.
And decided to make a comment of
what he did. And we're not, it's just
bad choice of
terrible decisions were made by Mr. Neeson.
He didn't do it.
No,
but he voluntarily.
But he easily could have just never talked about it.
Yeah, and I'll throw it out there what he had said. I'll do it carefully.
Please do.
Of that he knew someone who had been assaulted by a person of another skin color and decided to go out after that and hunt, choosing those words carefully, that he wanted to be accosted by someone so he could assault a person of another skin color.
Yeah.
Bad idea to do, bad idea to say, just all the way around. And again, voluntarily. It's not like he was put in underneath the light and being like, did you hunt?
Yeah. He had never said it out loud before, but he chose to say it in an interview. I get where he's coming from, to an extent, but
right,
probably not the wisest choice of words for him, especially leading up to a
big
movie premiere.
Right.
But I think it probably, and frankly, I haven't listened to the interview, so I don't know the context.
I caught little things of it.
Maybe he was talking about the movie that he was in. I have no idea. That's the only thing that seemed to make any kind of sense why he would make that statement. He's like, hey, I play a dude whose kid gets killed, and so I go hunting the people who did it. By the way, a long, long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, this happened to a friend, and I did the same thing in real life, so I was perfect for this role.
You can't
That's
say
the only context.
You can't say Liam Neeson in a galaxy far, far. I was like, Darth Maul.
I did it.
Killed him. I don't. But yeah, it was bad choice of words, bad choice of actions.
Really
but
just bad all the
just
way
bad
around.
all the way around, and to just voluntarily be like, hey, it's
No,
Tuesday.
I was completely ready to skip this movie.
Yeah.
We were going to go see a biopic about Laurel and Hardy. And then I saw over the weekend that the movie was getting quite a bit of buzz.
Good buzz.
And I was like, okay, maybe we're wrong. Because we're like, we don't want to go see Taken in the Snow.
Right. It was, do we have to go see Taken 4?
Yeah.
And-
And so I was watching some things over the weekend and noticed that it was getting
It's mixed.
some pretty high praise.
Yeah.
And so I was like, maybe we should go check it out. I mean, I like Liam Neeson most of the time.
Right. And I'll full blown look at the thing and be like, okay, time wise, because we're busy individuals and sometimes procrastinate. And yeah. Or
True
I
story.
do, or I do. But when it came into the thing of showing times and what was going to work with our schedules, and Cold Pursuit happened to work out and said, you know what, let's
make it happen.
Let's go see some Liam Neesons.
Some Liam Neesons.
And yeah, I wasn't disappointed. That was my only thing of just being like, okay, like he was good because he's Liam Neeson. I'm not saying he phoned it in.
No.
But
I
it
will
could have
say,
been, it could have been kind of any relative action star,
yeah,
and it would have been
fine.
it would have been absolutely fine. But I'm not saying he did a bad job. It was just
Yeah.
the movie.
In fact, my particular recommendation in beginning to wrap up today's review
And some chicken wire.
in some chicken wire and throwing it to the bottom of the river, is to rent it.
You're gonna go with Rent It.
I am. There wasn't enough special effects that it just, a lot of action movies for me, it's the effects that make it worth the big screen ticket price.
Yeah.
This didn't have that. This is a good watch it at home on the couch movie.
Yeah, I would say rent it or stream it.
Well, listen, if you can rent it and you feel like you want to wait a little longer, it'll be available at some point.
It's going to be, it'll be available soon on Netflix, I'm sure.
It might be, but I think it's worth. I think it's worth the.
It's worth a watch.
$2 for.
Oh yeah,
For the family to watch it. Well, not the whole family, but
yeah,
those over the age of 17.
Right.
Was it rated R?
It was rated R.
Was it?
But I was going to say, yeah, and wrapping up, I was going to say the only other thing that I was going to, but is there some, like the Native Americans make a
that cartel was interesting.
that they played some cards and they made some references that I was like, connotations as far as the Native Americans, and
They definitely took some liberties there.
they took some liberties that I kind of tilted my head a little bit, and but it
As
never
with
crossed,
everything in a movie, it took some of the truth and made it bigger.
right. So I mean, that was my only kind of, they're just like, oh, they're just going down the list with Native American stuff, and
They checked off
a
all
really,
those boxes.
A really funny part of them at a hotel.
Oh,
But
yeah.
I can give that one. That
one was
laugh out loud.
That's
kind of
worth
funny.
that's worth saving so that somebody can experience that, because
Yeah.
that part was so good.
And that they used that, and I was kind of like,
Yeah,
well played.
absolutely.
But
No, in fact, I thought they brought a lot. That dynamic. Again, that's where I'm drawing that comparison to Fargo,
yeah,
because you have, at the core of the movie, you have the guy, and then as it expands out, you realize where these Venn diagrams start to appear. You've got
connecting characters.
the one cartel and the other cartel, and then you have got the cops, and you've got all of these other things.
yeah, these
that,
other
that
little
start
side
to
characters.
layer on top of everything.
yeah, little side characters that you're like, hey, I kind of like Mickey Blue Eyes.
Yeah.
No, there wasn't even that inventive thing. They were like one
No,
name,
one name.
kind of like it was
Turbo.
Like, yeah, I was gonna say like American Gladiators. Like, this is Laser.
Yeah, it was it's exactly what it was.
This is Gemini. No, like, yeah. But just really funny.
We had
non-imaginative.
We had nicknames like Speedo
Yeah,
and
Speedo.
Limbo.
But I was going to say, going back to the Scandinavian thing real quick, and then I'll shut up. But the main guy's name is Viking.
Yeah.
And I was like, after you said the Scandinavian thing, I'm like, okay. I get what you're doing.
Picking up what I'm putting down.
Yeah, I was like, all right.
Yeah,
But it wasn't even a Viking thing, a theme. Like, if all of them would have been like...
Look at the name of the original movie.
This is Thor.
There's
and
like...
I don't know.
There's a conspicuous lack of vowels.
Wow.
There's dots over O's.
It starts with craft, so I'm guessing some kind of cheese. Kind of nuance there.
Okay.
Craft deal and...
Yeah, it's not a...
That was my Arizona
Yeah, it's not a Germanic language that comes from, so makes it a little difficult to come up with pronunciations.
I'm going to guess this is more understood than the original. Stream it, rent it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't rent it for too much. Like, I get my little...
Like Redbox it or something.
Yeah, like I got my dish rentals that are like $6. Don't do that.
That's too much.
Too much.
But a Redbox $2 Blu-ray? Perfect.
Do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's when you're like, rent it. I'm like, is it $6?
Well, some of us are perfectly happy to leave our home to go rent a movie.
I do occasionally, but welcome to 2019.
Yeah. I rent them when I'm far too lazy to go pick one up. On occasion, I will rent one from Amazon or iTunes, but for the most part, rentals still...
Or like me.
I'm still 90s enough where a rental still's got to be at least on a disc.
There was a time where I was, accidentally got the Fire Stick thing from, my parental units. And I was like, hey, I'm going to rent some Rocky and some Creed. And I get a call from them being like, hey, why are you renting stuff on our account?
Why are you making me pay money?
So if you rent stuff on other people's accounts, go nuts.
Go nuts.
But
if you're paying for it yourself, hit the Redbox.
Exactly.
So, anyway, thanks for watching. Make sure if you're on Facebook, do us a favor, share the video. We appreciate it. If you are watching on YouTube, that's you people.
Thank you.
Thank you, and please be sure to subscribe.
Ring the bell
for notifications.
And if you're Facebook,
like, share, comment.
Go to YouTube. Be one of these
stuff. Be in the cool guy club.
Do it.
That's it. That's all I got.
That's all I got.
Cool.
We took in that as far as we can take it.
So again, thank you guys for all of the support. We really do love and appreciate you. And until next time, he's Tucker.
He's Beard.
We're out.